Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the week of October 10th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Virgo. Now I'm using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, the After Tarot, as well as the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Do hope you're doing well. Hope things are going good for you. Make sure we're all set up here and in view, and then we'll get right into it. Cool. All right. Take a couple of these oracle cards, and then we'll put this right here. So, Virgo, energy on the bottom. You have you. We have the Hermit card. This is the Virgo card here showing up. So, you know what I feel like saying as this is on the bottom of the deck? What are you missing right now, Virgo? Is there something that you're missing in your life? This is just something that's coming into my mind here because this is you, okay? And you know, at the bottom of the deck, it might be something that is missed or looked over. Is there something that you're looking over? Is there something that you're missing in your life? Specifically, is there something in your relationships that you need, that you feel like you need? Yeah, do you have a need that's not being met in your relationships? Is kind of something that I feel like also is showing up here. In my mind as I'm looking at this. Now, the Hermit card is not just Virgo, but it's also this energy of being introspective and finding the answers that are within you, not necessarily finding the answers that could be found in a textbook, but instead, like I said, searching for those answers, seeking those answers from within. That's the idea of the Hermit card. And it does say that maybe some of you are in this interesting, some of you do have a mental conflict here around, do I want a relationship or do I want to be single? Yeah, some of you, there might even be there might be a match here, like you might have a match in your life. Yeah, there might be a romantic interest or a match here, but you're like, hold on, am I ready for this? You know, like, is this it? Is this what I really want to be doing? I do think that some of you are going through that situation. I also think that if you're not here for love, you know, if your relationship's going well or you're just not here for love, there's some type of decision that you are doing some soul searching on in your life. Let's dive into it here. So in the overall situation, you have the Lovers card. The Lovers card is, this is important in this spread. This placement is important because it spills into the rest of the cards. The Lovers card can speak to a deep relationship in your life. It can also just speak to relationships, romantic relationships generally, partnerships, self-love as well, by the way. But it is love generally as well when you get the Lovers card. Now, the thing is, if it's not for love, what's going on here? If you're not here for love, if you're not here in this reading for love, this represents an important choice in your life. Like, and I say important, right? This is not like, oh, what are we going to do for dinner, or what will I make for breakfast? No, Lovers is something important that you have to decide on. And for you, you're soul searching to find this answer here with the Hermit card, with you on the bottom of the deck. This to me suggests that you might be missing something, okay? You want to make sure you have all of the facts here as you are showing up on the bottom at this time. Yeah, I think some of you want to make sure you have all the facts here. And again, this could be in love, but whatever this is causing a big conflict in your mind here as you have this Five of Wands. I'll talk about that more as we go along. Now, in the past, you have the Queen of Swords, you have the Eight of Cups, and you have the Six of Pentacles here. Somebody walked away from you in the past, and this might have closed you off to love, okay? Or you might have walked away from somebody here. And it's almost like for some of you, it's like, is this cycle going to be repeating? Is this a repeating cycle? Is this going to be the same thing again? this type of situation might be happening here. The Eight of Cups, to me, I love the Eight of Cups. It's a card of empowerment because this person is leaving their empty cups behind them, and instead they are walking towards a new journey or a new destination in their life. They're walking towards the Nine of Cups, which would be the next card in the line, which is the Nine of Cups is about your dreams. And this person's ready to fulfill their dreams in their life. And for this person, they really needed to let go of something that just was stagnant, that wasn't working. And so whether it was you or whether it was another person, here with this Queen of Swords, there was something that was cut from your life. And I say cut because the sword symbolism, swords cut, right? And the Queen of Swords in particular is somebody, once they make their decision, there's no going back. Queen of Swords makes one decision and they go. And that's it. Like, this is the choice I'm making. This is the decision I've made. This is it. It is what it is type of deal. Very curt type of energy. And so I felt that right away. And I felt like either you did this, you made this decision, or somebody else did. And this is now in your current situation here, because this is the past. This first column is the past. In your present situation, this is causing you some confusion or conflict here around new love. And yeah, this might be coming in for some of you. Now, again, if you're not here for love, you have this Six of Pentacles, which is this idea that this like equal exchange. It's this idea of having like an equal exchange of giving and receiving. And it's this idea of like kind of the scales balancing out and tipping in one direction or the other. As you see that they are holding the scale here. And the Six of Pentacles is about charity, not just like giving money, but giving your energy, giving your time, giving your resources, giving your energy and time as a resource, being there for people. When you get the Six of Pentacles, it may ask you to be careful that you are not giving too much. Okay? Make sure that as you give, that other people in your life are also helping to fill your cup up. And so what could have been, or balance your scale out in this case, what could have been happening here is some of you, again, it's the same thing where it's like you may have given a lot in projects, you might have given a lot to a person, or something like that here in work situations or financial situations, and you're now in this situation where you're like, will this be the same thing over and again? Like if I move in this new journey or this new direction, are people just going to keep robbing me, or am I just going to keep overgiving in situations? In your current situation, you have the Five of Wands, you have the Lover's card, and you have the Knight of Cups here. So it's very clear that there's a love match here. There's a match if you are single, and for some of you, you may not be single, but you may be talking with somebody, and it's like you may be progressing to the stage where you're going to start dating. For sure, because you have this Knight of Cups, which is like somebody that you really think about a lot, somebody who you maybe fantasize being with, or just somebody that you really kind of, what I just heard in my mind? Somebody you put on a pedestal. That's like a very, we need to be very careful that we're not putting people on pedestals, okay? We need to be very careful that we're not doing that, because you can look into what that means from a psychology perspective, but essentially you're putting somebody else above you, and it's like a way of kind of robbing yourself. There are better ways to explain this, but putting other people on pedestals, it also, what that does is it also puts pressure on the other person. If you put them on a pedestal, it puts pressure on the other person to perform or to be somebody that they're not, and so for some of you here, that's something that came to my mind. I don't know if you put somebody on a pedestal or somebody put you on a pedestal, or, some of you may have experience with this in the past in love or in other areas of your life as well. That doesn't just happen in love. This can happen with mentorship or with friends or something like that, right? So it is possible that some of you are working through this, like, is this going to happen again? I do think that you're just conflicted here, because you have this Five of Wands. Again, the upper rows, the row of your thoughts, you have the Five of Wands there. Five of Wands, you can see the people on the cards sparring, okay? And to me, this is all about a mental conflict for you over a choice, over a decision, over probably for many of you love. Do I go down this path again? Or for many of you, something else in your life that, for others of you, it's just something else in your life. Now, in the future, you have the Five of Pentacles, you have the Two of Swords, and you also have the Four of Swords here. So, I am drawn to these two fives here in this upper row. So 555 is a number of change. You only have two, but, 5 can speak to change for me. And in this case, I do think that some of you are selling yourself short with this Five of Pentacles. Okay, this is feeling like left out or like engaging in scarcity mode or scarcity mindset. I think some of you are selling yourself short. And I think this is fundamentally because you're either putting somebody on a pedestal here, you're giving too much to somebody, you've spent time giving too much to like an organization, if this is about work for you, or you've spent time giving too much to family or something like this here. And I feel like some of you are looking to reclaim your worth, or you're looking to reclaim your power at this time. You have this Two of Swords, which is about like needing to remove the blindfold. And remember I said, is there something that you're just missing right now in your life? Like, is there something you're missing in relationships? Is there something missing in your life? Like, what is that? And I think for you, discovering what that is could be very helpful in this week for you. You do have this Four of Swords, which is about rest and recovery, but also accepting higher guidance. This is a symbolism for prayer here. You can see that they have their hands in a prayer position. But it's this idea of maybe accepting higher guidance, submitting, if you will, recognizing that we can't control everything. Sometimes we just have to kind of throw a wish out there and do the best that we can. We can control what we can control, but the reality is that there are some things that we can't control in life. That's the cold, hard truth. And, control what you can, let go of what you can't type of deal is what I feel like saying as well here. That's definitely, I feel like, an important message for some people. Let's go and take a look at these Kipper cards. All right, so you have House, Main Female, and Courthouse. All right, so the House card is all about, this is something that can connect to like buying and selling real estate. This can connect to maybe working from home. It can obviously connect to the family home. Anything like that, could be connected here with this House card. It is interesting, there might be, some of you may have gone through a divorce, and there might be like assets here that are in question with this Courthouse energy. Some of you may be going through a separation in that way, and you're trying to figure out that end of it. Privileged Lady, interesting, there is a third person here. There is another person involved here. With the Main Female and the Privileged Lady. Despair. I feel like some of you feel like some of you feel like you're getting the raw end of the deal. I feel like some of you feel like you're not coming out of this situation. Like whatever you're dealing with here is not fair. Scales can connect to, you have this scale energy, which can be about the law, and then you have this Courthouse. Yeah, I feel like some of you feel like you're not getting a fair deal, or you're getting a raw deal here. Let's go ahead and take a look at these clarifications. Now, I do appreciate you being here. Thank you for spending your time with me. If you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe. So you have the Lovers card, you have the Queen of Cups, and you have the Six of Cups showing up. So we have the Lovers card again. This after tarot is really interesting because it depicts a few moments after the original illustration of the Rider-Waite. And I just heard the phrase tying the knot. Yeah, I think some of you could, I don't think everybody here is, but I do think that some of you are engaged in a legal situation here, which is probably looking like divorce for some of you. Somebody walked away. Do we also have the Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups? Yeah, there is another person involved here. Main Female, Privileged Lady, Queen of Cups, Queen of Swords. some of you, there was decisive action taken here in the past with the Lovers and the Queen of Swords. And again, I do think that there was somebody else involved in this situation. You have the Six of Cups, which is referring to the past, and also a sense of home, or feeling like, like returning to a sense of home, or whatever feels like home to you. It's also this idea that you need to stay in the now, like stay in the present moment as much as possible. When you get the Six of Cups here, yeah, this is with the Six of Pentacles. I think some of you feel robbed. Some of you feel robbed here. You have so many repeating messages. You have the Knight of Cups. Wow, you have the Page of Cups. And the Eight of Wands. All right, so it might have been a Sagittarius that some of you may have dealt with here, Virgo. Could it also be a Gemini and any other water sign? Those are kind of the signs I'm getting. Sagittarius, Gemini, or any other water sign. This is clearly you here on the bottom. Could they also be another Virgo? Sure, they could be. But anyway, so you have this Page of Cups in the middle. This is all about your, the Page of Cups is about a romantic invitation. There's clearly somebody here for you. I mean, this person's come in hot. This has happened very quickly. Okay, it's like there is a match here. Okay, there is a match here for sure. Eight of Wands, something that happens quickly, swiftly. It's exciting. It's good news. This person, you could have even met this person traveling abroad, or you could have met this person on a business trip, or traveling, or from a distance. This might be a long distance thing. Like, there is somebody here, and it's like some of you are like just a little bit confused about how to handle this situation at this time, Virgo. And I think it's because you're either wrapping something up here with somebody else, or the past has hurt you. Like there's some sort of scar of the past here. And let's see what's in the future for you. So you have the Nine of Wands, you have the Seven of Cups, and you have the Ace of Pentacles. I kind of chuckle because the Seven of Cups is a card of confusion. And I've been saying that you've been confused. It's showing up as like a mental conflict in your life, okay? You're confused here. Let's get a clarification here. Two of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, man. This is, I mean, look at this, right? These people here, just there's like a partnership being formed on the card. And I feel like what's so interesting is that there's a partnership here on the card being formed, but also both of these cards indicate planning. The Seven of Pentacles is more like long-term planning or long-term relationships. The Two of Wands can speak to planning generally. And, for some of you, it's like you want to know if this person is for real or not. And there's the Five of Wands. Some of you want to know if this person's for real or not. You're not entirely sure. But for some of you, actually, I think for most of you here, like you are discovering, as you have your energy on the bottom, that if you do go back into a relationship, this person needs to be long-term, okay? Because there's pain here of the past. The Ace of Pentacles, you could be starting a new agreement, which is like a new relationship with somebody. I definitely feel like that, but there is something else here that's keeping you up late at night very clearly with this Nine of Swords on the bottom. So this is an interesting reading. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next reading.